She's upset. That woman just berated her mother, her father, everybody.
You know what?
You should be upset too, and you should have put a stop to that woman saying that
It is
stuff.
what it is. I have a wonderful life.
You let her do that to you.
I'm not going to upset my
She
child.
already upset her for you.
After a long break, all the girls and dance moms were very excited to be back at the studio. The girls wanted to show their coach how much they had improved and that they were ready to take on bigger roles and compete in tougher competitions. Coach Abby didn't particularly give them a welcome back speech. Here's what she had to say.
So what is the plan?
Put a date. Put the weekend so then we know that there was... Wait, they're really all going to the ladies' room together? I'm sitting at the front desk working, and the moms walk in and waltz right by me. They're acting very suspicious.
All right, not a peep. We have to. Is everybody in full agreement of that?
Yeah.
I guess we know why she's pissed. Apparently, some of her dancers didn't return, and she didn't forgive them for breaking her group. One of the girls asked Coach Abby if they were going to be having any solo performances since the group was no longer complete. Judge Abby gave her a piece of her mind.
Needs me, and she needs to dance. The rest of them could probably go be Girl Scouts. I have to worry about the kids that want to dance, not the ones that don't.
Do you think this is about Kelly? Do you think that...
What do you think? Did the kids say anything to you?
Nobody said anything. I don't think this is the kids. I mean, they're just kids. They can't make the decision.
I guess the girls won't be having any solo performances until they prove their loyalty to Coach Abby. During their rehearsals, Coach Abby decides to drop a bomb on the girls, telling them that she will be having an audition to replace the girls who left the group. Could he also be trying to replace these girls?
Miller, there's just 4 cars of people in my parking lot that will not move. I just want the police to tell them they need to move their cars. They need to be off my lot. Bye-bye. I need you to find a way to get her here tomorrow. I understand that you have a very talented little girl. I've been hearing from everybody that she is 10 times better than Maddie.
Looks like the dance moms might also be scared that Coach Abby is trying to replace their kids. We'll find out soon enough. Coach Abby wasn't bothered by how the moms felt. All she cared about was finding good talent and recruiting as soon as possible. And to her surprise, she was impressed by what she saw.
Hello, sweetie.
Hey.
We do not have time to waste today because as soon as those other kids get here, we're starting the group. So you need to get in there, work on your solo, and make sure that you want to win this. After yesterday's headaches with the moms, I made a decision. I'm going to replace the entire team. I have a whole new team, and they're on their way to rehearsal right now.
After the audition, Coach Abby picks her top finalists and informs them that she will let them know who will stay and who will be going home. After giving some thought to it, Coach Abby decides to give one of the girls a shot at having a solo performance. When she informs the moms about it, here's their reaction.
Dance. What if we put together a dance or something and we found a place where the girls can perform? We'll just put it up on social media.
Oh, that would be nice.
This performance will send such a huge statement to Abby. Look at all the talent that she just let walk out of her door. And I really think that this performance needs to be the performance of a lifetime.
Choreograph something on our own.
We can't use any of Abby's choreography.
And then costumes.
I can tell you who can do the choreography.
These moms are really terrified of their daughters losing their positions on the team. Let's hope their girls don't screw up. Now, Coach Abby started solo her routine practices with the girl she picked out of everyone. After rehearsing for a while, she started to feel like she made a big mistake. Take a look.
Pop those words in my head. Which words keep popping into your head when you go in the dance room?
Abby, I'm reading your facial expression, and you don't seem that happy.
Should I say roadkill?
You're not roadkill. Just hearing her say that, I've never had someone say that to me before. Like, call me that. Don't let roadkill come back into play at all.
That's definitely going to take a toll on the kid, trust me. Coach Abby calls back the kids from the audition. After properly assessing them, she picks the girl she thinks is the best and tells her she will be making the trip to the next competition with the girls. Could this be the new lead dancer for the group?
Of the Abby Lee Dance Company. So what do? I give Sophia a solo. She is my ace in the hole. You're gonna finish your solo. You guys are gonna rehearse the group. We are traveling to Fort Wayne, Indiana. It's called Dance Expressions. We are doing the competition tomorrow.
That question is about to be answered. A day to the competition, Coach Abby does something that pisses the dance moms. She gives the lead role to the new girl and threatens the other girls, saying that if they fumble their parts, they won't perform at the competition. Well, that didn't sit right with one of the moms. She went on a rant like this.
Sophia came out on that stage like a tornado, and she ripped through that audience like there was no tomorrow. She truly dances like it's the last time she's ever gonna dance.
Well, that didn't end well. The competition day is here, and Coach Abby is waiting to see if her girls will make her proud or make her regret keeping them on the team. One of the girls makes her way to the stage to give her solo performance, and it goes like this.
I know. See?
Oh, see, that's it.
See?
There are days when I'm down on the floor, and all I do is smile. Drifting into some more when I don't touch base with myself, and I find a way to make it all make sense.
Coach Abby will definitely be impressed with that performance. The girls then got up on stage to have their group performance, and I must tell you, it was quite amazing to watch. These girls put in the work and made everyone proud.
Was there any difference?
Yes.
What was the difference?
Did anybody scream at you?
No.
I am so proud of our girls. I think their performance looked great. And they did it all on their own without Abby, and that is the most important part.
I know it wasn't like what you would consider your best performance, but given the condition, you did the best you could. You should be proud of yourselves.
In this episode, the dance moms were ready to wage war against Coach Abby. They were furious that Coach Abby was willing to replace anyone and everyone who refused to follow their rules. They were at their breaking point, and they just didn't want to continue like that. Is this going to be the end for the dance moms?
Hi, sweetie, how are you? Go ahead in and start warming up. Last week was really tough. I pulled a replacement team in.
Hi.
Go ahead right through into the den and the girls can start stretching. Even though we got seconds, I would much rather work with these kids. Pretty soon, those old moms would just be a distant memory.
Their strategy was to give Coach Abby the silent treatment. They walked into the studio and acted like they weren't there. Even when Coach Abby asked them some questions, they remained quiet. Trust me, if you were there, you would think they were statues.
She is in New Orleans, all the way back home. How did this get screwed up?
Your daughter came in second place, probably the reason the team came in second place, and now she's gonna come in and be mad, and you're just like, it's all good.
Oh my God, here we go again. Same old story. Jealousy is an ugly disease. You can ask Christy. Girls, go ahead into the studio and start warming up in there.
Looks like their plan worked. Coach Abby is pissed as hell. There's literally no one in the studio, and she can't start her practice session with the girls. The new mom notices that the other moms aren't present in the studio, and she decides to have a conversation with Coach Abby. Here's how that plays out.
I don't want to piss her off more. Me walking in.
So you're dying.
I'm dying. I think we need to go. Let's move along. This is stupid.
Abby basically blames me for the team falling apart. So I think if I stay outside, we'll have a better chance at reconciliation.
What are they doing?
Oh my God. I can't believe the same moms who quit for Kelly and her 2 kids are back in my parking lot again.
It looks like she's not bothered at all by their absence. Who knows? Maybe she will get them all replaced after all. While trying to find out where the moms are, Coach Abby notices that they're outside, sitting on the ground and chatting. Boy, did she lose her temper!
We worked our butts off with your kids. Make a decision.
Well, I brought Kendall here to dance. I need her to dance. I want her to dance. That's my decision.
Make a decision right now. You either choose the Abby Lee Dance Company, or you can go play with Brooke and Paige.
Well, my kids are not going to be playing. They're going to be dancing.
I'm disappointed in Melissa and Jill. We had worked so hard. It was like all of that was in vain.
There you have it. Coach Abby doesn't want to see the dance moms or their kids in her studio anymore. It's 2 days to the competition, and Coach Abby decides to replace her entire team. She makes a few phone calls, and in no time, she has a few girls ready to practice the routine. Is she really saying goodbye to her old team?
Somebody that can only do 53. I would prefer not to take any other solos, but I committed to attend the competition, so we're going. Not one of these kids deserves a solo, but I have no choice. So I'm gonna take my national champion and see how much she's regressed. My next solo will be, it's contemporary. You are the national title holder, and you wanna keep it up, then you have to keep winning.
And just like that, the old team has been replaced. Wow! The dance moms decided to have a get-together to discuss how they would get back at Coach Abby for kicking them and their girls off the team. They started their plot like this.
Sophia stepped in and saved the day. She's a star, and they all better get used to it. Be grateful that Sophia has come to Pittsburgh and joined our group. It's like going from mediocre to flying first class.
Miss Abby kept saying how much better Sophia was than all of us, and that gave me a purpose to work really hard to show Miss Abby one day I will be as good as Sophia.
Watch your back, Coach Abby. The dance moms are coming for you. It's one day to the competition, and Coach Abby is working with the new girls harder than she usually would. This time around, it wasn't just about winning the competition. She wanted to prove to the moms that anyone is replaceable and she doesn't need them.
This number is jam-packed full of difficulty, and Sophia uses that face, she uses that style, she hits every accent in the music. Really have to stretch that knee, feel like I'm pulling it.
Kind of hard not to be jealous of her when I watch her because even though she's my age, she can do 54 turns and I can't.
So do you get up every morning and do the stretches before she goes to school?
No, she goes homeschool.
I know, but you take her to school.
I do, yeah.
Well, let's hope Coach Abby knows what she's doing, because if she doesn't win, her move might come back to bite her in the ass. While Coach Abby was making her way to the competition with the new girls, the dance moms were grooming their girls to perform a different dance routine. Do the moms have what it takes to pull it off?
Are they drawing your eye because they were amazing, or are they drawing your eye because they were late or they were sloppy?
Of course, anybody watching their own daughters dance are gonna pick their daughters. They have them on this team because they want them to compete. So of course we're not gonna tell you to take our kid out of the group dance for the competition. I mean, we would be stupid.
Christy could not.
Moving on, Coach Abby's lead dancer takes the stage to perform her solo routine. Her performance was exceptional. She nailed every single move, and Coach Abby was impressed by what she saw.
We have pulled out miracles making these kids look good.
Let's just go. Let's stop fighting and try to be a team just for this weekend.
You came in at a really tense time. Coming up on Dance Moms. If you were the losers, I don't think 1,000 people would be downstairs to get your autograph and your picture. Everybody wants to be Sophia. I'm nervous, and I don't like to be nervous. We're going back to intensity dance.
The next girl from Coach Abby's girls gave an even better performance. It felt like she didn't replace anyone, and the crew was always complete. If only the dance moms were here to see what magic Coach Abby had performed on the new girls. The dance moms, on the other hand, were at a different location. They had their girls perform a routine in the hopes of getting back at Coach Abby for kicking them off her team. Here's how the performance went.
One judge specifically gave me an Expressive Heart Award, and that was something really special, and it was a really good moment for me.
My job as a mom is to raise someone that I not only love, but I like. And I really like the person that Chloe is. To me, that's more important than any first place trophy ever.
We're jumping right into elite junior small groups.
You could say this felt like the return of the banished. In this episode, the dance moms who decided to abandon Coach Abby decided to come back to the studio because their little girls missed dancing with Coach Abby. The big question now is, will Coach Abby take them back?
We won.
Highest scoring group, red carpet special.
We should have won. You're national champions. Let's move on to the pyramid. I have Chloe. Chloe, remembering your choreography. That is what you need to work on. Write it down. Maybe if you write it out, it'll sink in. Try that.
This week, Abby has Chloe at the bottom of the pyramid because she forgot her solo.
Coach Abby was battling a disaster at her studio. Apparently, after her last competition, some of the moms felt that she was too harsh on their kids when they came in second. They didn't want that kind of energy around their children, so they decided to leave. Once again, Coach Abby has no girls.
Like if Abby's mad at me, she takes it out on Paige. Just because I don't want to be there, that should not be any reflection onto Paige.
Next, Maddie. You were good. I noticed you have the Sophia hairdo. How about we have the Sophia energy, the Sophia turns. Not worry about the hairdo.
I think there's enough pressure on Maddie without being compared to Sophia. But now I know how the other moms feel when Abby does it to their children.
Next, Kendall. You were in the front. You were given a correction 100 times.
The dance moms walk into Coach Abby's studio and try to have a conversation with her to see if she will take them back or shut the door to their faces. They start by saying they want one of the dance moms to bring her girls back, but Coach Abby just isn't ready to forgive. Take a look.
The group piece is entitled Voyage Home. This is a very serious piece. You will be immigrants. Everybody will be in the routine, but Brooke, who will be staying home, and Mackenzie. Brooke, I want to see you work to get back into this group. Mackenzie, you will be doing a solo. My next solo will be Paige. My next routine will be a duet with Maddie and Kendall.
It looks like the moms really want to be part of the group again. For some reason, Coach Abby seems to be in a very forgiving mood. And just like that, the squad is complete once again, with the dance moms and their girls under Coach Abby's supervision. Is it going to last this time around?
When Dee did Maddie's hair, I'm like, oh man, it does look like Sophie's.
Do you think Maddie said she doesn't have a solo?
She's happy she has a duet.
Is she happy?
So yeah.
You okay with that?
Oh yeah, she's tickled pink.
You have to know that Maddie feels a little disappointed in Abby and
Sure.
the Sophia thing.
Oh, a little? Are you kidding me? It's not a little, honey.
What does she say?
She's like, Mom, I like Sophia. I said, honey, I
Well, it has
know
nothing
you do.
to do with that.
She might have forgiven them and taken them back, but she sure isn't going to go easy on them when practicing their routines. The dance moms are in their little corner having a chat, and you can see how upset they are that Coach Abby isn't giving their kids any major roles. Is there going to be another fight?
That does look funny. I love it. She was like sitting on her boobs, her bosom.
All right, Paige, you're gonna dance now.
God, Paige is gonna get tortured.
Yeah, she's in a good mood. You were her servant
No,
today.
you hooked her up. You only stole 2 things. And
Shut up, Jill.
I think you're ahead of the game.
All right, now, Paige, you're 12. You're gonna be dancing 12, 13. So you need to dance up. You need to dance older.
The girls had one day left before the competition, and Coach Abby was drilling them like they were going to fight a war. The girls had not practiced with her for a while, and she needed them to get all their moves right before the competition.
I'm excited. You told me how excited.
I'm
very excited.
I told you. And Kendall's very excited.
I told you
think
exactly.
things like that just hurt the kids' feelings.
Of course it does, but I didn't hurt the kids' feelings because Abby asked me. I even told you. I told you guys all yesterday. She said, what do you think of the duet? And I said, I'm so excited. It's a step down. That's what she said to me.
Melissa just lied right to my face. She told me she was happy about the duet with Kendall.
The day is here, and Coach Abby's best dancer is about to perform her solo routine on stage. All Coach Abby hopes for is for the judges to have their eyes focused on her and realize how amazing of a dancer she is. Here's how her performance goes.
She looked confident. She made a lot of the correction. She wasn't perfect, but nobody's perfect.
I thought both of them did really well.
You know Abby's gonna have something to say, and you know, I'm trying to behave myself and kiss her ass this week, so I'm gonna sit here and bite my tongue. That's so hard to do.
Kelly, this is where you called her a whore.
She gave a flawless performance, if you ask me. Now the girls are all set to perform as a group, and there's nothing holding them back from giving the judges an amazing performance on the stage.
No, thank you.
Get over yourself. Every time I call her out, good or bad, I am fixing her. Say thank you. Every time I say your kid's name, it should be a thank you. When I never say it, start worrying. Start worrying. Kendall, are you gonna admit that you screwed the whole dance up and that you were off? Some people are good soloists, some people are better in a group. Other people choke on stage.
It looks like the squad getting back together paid off after all. When it was time to receive the award, every name came from Coach Abby's group of girls.
You should all be just fine without Sophia. Kendall, you remember your part, how you move into the middle where Sophia used to be? You're not gonna screw that up. You know what you're doing.
I think the girls will be fine doing the parts because
Once again, Coach Abby is back with her pyramid. She starts by explaining to the girls that she wasn't so impressed with their previous performance and therefore would be making certain changes to the solo and duet performances. Here's how she started.
17 Sugar and Spice received second place, highest score in the duet trio. So we did give you guys the incorrect award, so we wanted the opportunity to let you know that it was a mistake on our part, and we do apologize for that.
All right, well, thank you so much for calling. How about that?
So they didn't win. Well, Kendall just had a rough weekend.
Last week at Dance Troupe Challenge in Greensboro, Kendall and Maddie won it all.
One of the dance moms was not happy with the new position Coach Abby placed them in. She felt that the coach was biased in her decisions and was punishing her daughter for no reason. Even though her daughter was present for practice, she refused to give her a role, and that was just upsetting.
When the moms walked out of my studio, I replaced their kids. That's what you do. 2 of those replacements, Kaylee and Bella, are going to be attending the dance competition this weekend. And I'm sure that they want nothing more than to beat my team. Mackenzie, you have a solo. Not only are you in this week's group routine, but you are going to be featured in the number as well. That's because this week we are doing an acrobatic routine.
Is Coach Abby still mad at her for leaving the team? That kind of seems unfair if you ask me. Moving on, Coach Abby gets the girls into position without wasting any time as they start to work on their routines. However, one of the dance moms is still very unhappy with the decision.
It has it all, complete with the authentic hands. It has to be sharp, boom.
Do you think that I was wrong for standing up for Chloe?
I don't think you're wrong at all. I just think that you fell right into Abby's trap.
1, 2.
I think this Arabian dance will be
A challenge for Paige because Abby always is yelling at her for her arm.
Well, it's going to be a challenge for Chloe because out of the group, she's not a gymnast or an acrobat.
Paige, your elbows are lazy.
I smell a fight coming up between this mom and Coach Abby. As the girls practiced and worked on their routines, Coach Abby noticed some flaws in their movement. And trust me, she didn't play nice when she told the girls. Take a look.
Chloe, I'm giving you your solo back. It's what time? And we have 1 day, and now I'm gonna start it. We could have been finished with your solo. It could be done by now. Let's go. Now the theme of the dance is haunted. It's scary. It's dark. She needs to be a haunted character. The best way to think about that is by thinking of her mother. Down, cross, passe.
There is just 1 day left to the competition. Coach Abby and one of the dance moms argue about the roles the kids are playing. The mom is worried that her daughter will feel a certain way if Coach Abby follows through with her plan of stepping her child down from a solo to a duet. Does Coach Abby care at all?
We love you. We were ready to work with you. And you sat out there. Sorry. Why didn't you get out of the car and go? No, I'm going in there. Sorry. Maddie, no solo. Think about what you've done. It's gonna take a long time. Mackenzie, you have 1 day today. You have right now to fix this dance before we start the group rehearsal, and you're competing tomorrow. Brain in the head, focus on nothing but this right now. Turn around.
Well, that reaction answers the question. Coach Abby isn't bothered about anyone's feelings. She just wants the girls to do well in the competition. Time to see if all the moves Coach Abby has been making on her chessboard are going to pay off. They're at the competition, and her girls are about to perform. Here's how the solo performance went.
Every time that Chloe has a solo, I'm always trying to be like, oh, you know, it's okay. But I want Chloe to win. I really want her to go out there, and I want her to prove that she is a force to be reckoned with.
Girls, if we bump into those kids that showed up to replace you, you will be nice, and you will say hello like I have taught you.
Okay, make me proud.
I will.
Make yourself proud. Okay.
For Coach Abby to look that excited, she definitely gave an excellent performance on stage. Now, the girls taking the duet performance go up on stage to try to impress Coach Abby. The big question now is, can they pull it off?
If this offends you, but Chloe's future can't be at the expense of your 2 kids. Melissa, you can tell all the other moms about it, right?
You know, sometimes people make mistakes, and you've made mistakes, Abby, too.
I've made lots of mistakes.
Okay, so have I.
You are more worried about your friendships with all of these women than your own kids, and you know it.
My kids-
The same thing about worrying about a guy instead of your own kids. Yes.
Looks like they could after all. Even though the girls had an amazing performance, Coach Abby and the dance moms were still at each other's throat.
She had a good thing going. Melissa, you're doing your kid an injustice. I am not gonna sit in a dressing room with a bunch of kids and a bunch of disrespectful mothers.
Abby just took some things out on Maddie instead of me, and it's just her way of getting to me. Stop now.
You know what? It's okay to cry,
No,
though.
because she has all this makeup on. It's not okay to cry.
It's okay
'Cause there's
to
no
let it
reason.
out. She's upset. That woman just berated her mother, her father, everybody.
You know what?